How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca and I have OI Type 4. And today's episode of Show Me the Green, we're checking out the Hoya DS-70 burtoniae. Let's get into this beautiful, beautiful Hoya. This is such a cool Hoya that I'm really excited to share it with you guys. This guy is as beautiful as the day I got it. I did get it from the Etsy shop, The Green Escape, out of Florida, and they're amazing. And I'll post a picture of what it looked like when I first got it. It was a lot greener then. It showed just a very slight black margin, but you can see that it's picked up amazing sun stress. And the black margin has actually gotten quite dramatic. The central veining on it, that really beautiful coralline pink color, is incredible. It does have a 3D-ness to it, a nice texture to it. This plant does have a pubescence to the leaves, which is kind of hard to pick up in this video, but you can see it in person. You can actually feel it yourself. I thought this part of the plant was quite cool. The internodal spacing was quite tight, and the leaves just are perfect, I think. And we come down to the first peduncle that I've had on this burtoniae, and I'll get the macro out and you can see a close-up of this peduncle. Just beautiful fuzzy flowers, kind of look like a suluwesiana flower. I'll get even closer here and you can see just how, delicious these flowers look. They are incredible. They do have a slight perfume to them, a kind of a floral scent. Beautiful peduncle, and super small flowers. We're out at the Hoya wall mainly because this Hoya is actually attached to the wooden background, and there's about 5 tendrils. Now this plant doesn't actually tendril too much. It actually kind of has more of a polyneura growth pattern, which I really like for a hanging basket. You can see it next to the Eglariana and the Scindapsus in the background. I ended up counting 3 peduncles on this plant, so it does want to, flower like a lot of Hoyas do. And there's a really good shot of the black margin on that smaller leaf there. Just a really cool, easygoing Hoya. And like I said, I got it from the Green Escape out of Florida off of Etsy, and they're amazing, guys. They are just incredible, great pricing. I highly encourage you to check them out. Now, this plant is being kept in a homemade pond, and there are some issues with it as far as you have to keep up on the fertilizer. If you don't continuously feed, the pond can fail because you end up flushing out all of the nutrients in this type of system that I have. So I am going to switch them over to a more of an aeroid mix. The Hoyas seem to be doing very well, much happier with a kind of a slow release fertilizer in a Hoya mix, maybe even just a chunky cocoa chunk setup. But again, let's take a look at this sun stressing. That coral pink is just coming through amazing against that kind of dark purple concord grape look, and then the olive green. It has a lot of colors in the palette that I think are just phenomenal. They just set against each other really well. The stems themselves can be quite woody. You can see when we check out the roots again that they are pretty woody themselves. The leaves themselves are quite thick. They don't get very wrinkly when they're thirsty like a lot of Hoyas do. So I just tend to water this guy about 3 or 4 times a week, especially now we're having a very hot summer. And so I'll water it pretty thoroughly, but like I said, this system has a drainage hole, so there's no chance of me overwatering necessarily, but I definitely need to feed more, that's for sure. You can kind of see back here that vein right there is kind of, you can see it sticking up. I'm trying to see if we can see the pubescence, but it's kind of hard, but you can, like I said, you can feel it. This plant is great. Like I said, the internodal spacing on it is real tight, and it makes for a nice compact growth. I think it's just, everybody should have this Hoya in their collection for sure. It's amazing. It's kind of like the Sunrise, kind of like a Rosita, but it has thicker leaves. The Rosita has pretty thick leaves too, but this is incredible. So you can kind of see that the leaves are getting a little beat up being outside, but none worse for wear. So as always, give a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.